Welcome back to Building Together, everyone, and it is an exciting day because LEGO has announced the new Winter Village set. We're going to be unpacking it in this video and drilling down into some of the details and what I think about this set. So to give you a little bit of an overview, this set is set number 10308, the Holiday Main Street. It's got two buildings. One of them is a music shop with an apartment on top. Another one is a toy shop with an apartment on top. It comes with a trolley, a little winter scene that has the Main Street sign, and it has the Christmas tree that is, I think, pretty standard in the Winter Village sets. Now, overall, this set has 1,514 pieces, making it the largest Winter Village set yet to date, and will go on sale on October 3rd for VIP members for $100 US. So let's dive in, taking a look first at the front of the box. I think the box artwork is fantastic. You got the night scene along with the buildings. Everything pops, it's clear and it's crisp. I think it looks fantastic, and I think you start to see some of the details and perhaps some of the appeal of this set. So let's start breaking things down one piece at a time. One of the nice things about buildings is that you can feature some of the important aspects of the set. So if we take a look at the music shop, you'll note that it has this really nice sticker, H. Jolly's Music Store, with this bent keyboard piano contortion on it, and I think that's a nice sticker. It's small, it's simple, and I'm looking forward to maybe adding that to my collection. Now, one of the cool things about this particular building is that it has some nice details on the front. You have this drainage pipe. I know it's a little weird detail that most buildings in LEGO don't have, but these silver candle pieces, these flat silver pieces, look really nice, and I'm excited to add those to my collection. I wish actually there were more. Maybe there was another drainage pipe on the other building, the toy shop. Another interesting element is you can see the wind through the window, the guitar and the violin. Now the violin came in the, I think, Series 21 minifigs, Violin Boy, and it's really nice to have that. They have violin case that I have from an earlier set, but I don't have an actual violin, so I'm looking forward to adding that to my collection. You also have the garlands on the front of this window right beneath the guitar and the violin. That looks nice, adds to the ambiance of the Christmas scene, as does the wreath above the door. It's a straightforward building technique, but effective. I like the use of this half wagon wheel arch or piece that has come out in recent years. It looks good and works well for this set. One of the nice things about the detailing is the use of flags as an awning. It's not terribly complex, not ingenious, but really looks nice. I'm also enjoying the dark blue and red accents. If they went dark blue and dark red, I think it might have been a little too much, but the dark blue windows, and I've come in about 9 or 10 sets so far. I like the way that those look. I like the asymmetry from the first to the second floor. It's not a direct copy, so that's nice. And the red awnings over the second floor windows are pretty nice as well. One of the things I'm not completely convinced by are the green flags here. I'm kind of wondering what the inspiration was for that, but overall those look pretty nice. The other part to this building that is interesting to me is the use of the profile bricks. Now, LEGO has a lot of 1x2 and 1x4 profile bricks. And one of the drawbacks so far is that there is no 1x1 brick that keeps that pattern going. And you can see this as in the gaps between the windows, that they don't have that ability to continue that profile look throughout the entirety of that floor. That's one small weakness to the set. The roof is straightforward, well done. When I look at the Winter Village sets, if you wanted to modify them to fit some sort of modular village or something else, make it less seasonal, I think this is easily modified, and you can just simply take off the white plates and tiles and bow slopes, and you end up with a pretty straightforward roof. That can't be said for all of the Winter Village sets. One thing that jumped out to me is if you take a look at the back side of the music shop, this gray piece that surrounds this window looks like something I haven't seen before. It may not be a new piece, but is something that I don't have in my collection, so I'm curious to see what that looks like when I get my hands on this. Moving to the trolley. This is a very interesting component to the set, and I think if you were to critique this set for including something that may not be necessary, this would be it. I've been critical of LEGO for including unnecessary components to some of the recent sets, including the train track and ballasting for the Hogwarts Express and the Wakanda Forever hands in the Black Panther bust. This I like more. It serves a legitimate function, and one of the benefits of this is now that the Winter Village sets, I think this is the 13th, going, or maybe a little bit more than that, going back to the late 2000s, this allows you to tie some of that stuff together. It gives you a nice bit of transportation, cozy transportation, if you will, to go from one aspect of your Winter Village to another. And so using the pieces here doesn't strike me as a waste of pieces. It doesn't come with any track. And of course, you can put the power functions. You can see in one of the images and on the back of the box, which shows you the things you need to make it powered up. But it doesn't come with the power function itself. So that's something to keep in mind. But that's okay, though. I think this is a nice trolley. It's well done. I love the snot work on the front. It's festive. The colors look fantastic. And you might be able to modify it pretty easily to get rid of the holiday festivities and maybe use that as something in your city if you wanted to have a San Francisco type look to it. So I like this trolley. It looks nice. The color combination with the tan, the red, the green looks really good, and I'm encouraged by the fact that it's something that can help tie in some of the other sets. Along those lines, the little street scene is, I guess it's okay. I'm not really a big fan of having a couple plates with a fence piece and a mailbox. I understand the purpose of the mailbox. What I am more excited about, honestly, is the street sign with the clocks. These are the more recent clock printed pieces. You've got the nice Main Street sticker. That's, I think, a nice piece. The construction looks pretty nice, and it's an upgrade over what we normally might see even in a modular building, which has a pretty straightforward lamppost. And this is, I think, a standard expectation for a Winter Village set to go above and beyond a typical lamp or street sign. In fact, if you go back to the very first Winter Village set, they have the astronaut helmets, or the orbs that they use for lights, which was a phenomenal use of that piece, and I think set the expectation for this line. So this, I think, is a worthy successor to that, and I am actually more excited for that street sign than I am this mailbox path that's kind of thrown there in the middle. The Christmas tree is okay. There has to be a Christmas tree in a Winter Village set. I get that, whether it's on the interior or exterior. And honestly, it's a decent looking tree. I think it's a little bit different than some of the other ones that have come out in recent years. Last year for Santa's Visit, it had a light up function, so that was nice. But I wasn't a big fan of that one. This one I might be a little bit more of a fan of once I build it. I like the use of the angular plates. I think those are going to be useful pieces in mocks, and they don't go overboard with the presents. In fact, it looks like you can kind of slip them under the tree and they fit in pretty nicely. So that's nice, and it doesn't take up a ton of pieces. The last building we'll talk about in terms of the front part, and we'll, I think, dive into some of the back of the buildings and interiors in just a moment, is the toy shop. And it's just a really nice facade. In fact, I think the bottom floor here is phenomenal. taking a look at the very bottom level, you've got these dark green ingots that form the foundation, and the 1x4 tiles going across. I think it's a really effective look and not super complex, but adds an element of detail to it that you might miss in other sets. The tan along with the dark red work well. Now, I've been critical of using dark green and dark red in combination in LEGO sets before. In particular, I thought that there was too much dark green and the dark red combination in the Ministry of Magic set. This, though, is offset by the tan color, and I think it looks a lot better. It also helps that you have some of the regular green as a garland above this with the red cherries. Looks festive. Again, something that's modified pretty easily if you want to take it out of the winter scene. You could have you replace the base, but it's basically removing pieces in some instances, and I think that's good. I like the windows. The dark green windows look fantastic. I'm guessing this is going to be a sticker element in the Santa's sign here in the window, as well as the, looks like a 2x6 tile that has the display piece of the sign. So lots of stickers in this set, but not too bad. I am a little curious about the bluebird not flying south for the winter, but I'm glad that they include it. I like that, and I really like the way on the second floor they do the arches here. The triangle tiles, not 100% sold on, but the tooth piece with the macaroni tiles, I think it looks pretty good. And I like the inclusion of the dark green windows. A lot of the dark green windows we've seen so far have come in modular sets, like the corner garage, the Grand Emporium. I think there were some dark green windows maybe in the Disney train station and train. So some larger sets, this is going to be a more accessible way to get those dark green windows, and I think they look nice with the olive green bricks. And again, that's a color that we don't see a lot of for bricks. The Parisian restaurant comes with a lot of olive green bricks, but including them here, even in a small quantity, is nice. The roof detail here is really interesting. I'm not a huge fan of the way that they do the snow element, but the facade, front facade, I really like these 1x2 inverted arches in tan, along with the cheese slopes that are placed on jumper plates. That's a nice building technique and straightforward. Works really well with a Creator 3-in-1 mini modular style set, and I think could be effectively ramped up if you wanted to turn it into some sort of roof facade on a modular building. So that's a really nice build, and initially when I looked at these, I thought the toy store was going to be the better of the two builds when I saw the leaked images in particular. But looking a little bit more in depth at it, I'm really impressed by the toy store. So kudos to the set designer for how they put those together. Now, taking a look at the back of the buildings, there are some interesting details, especially in the music shop. So the music shop is 2 levels. On the bottom floor is the shop itself, and on the second floor is an apartment. And in the music store section, they do a nice job of packing in some details. Check it out. You've got not only the guitar and the violin in the window, you also have a little drum set in the back. You have the keyboard piece on the wall, the cash register, and check it out. You've got a little bin of drumsticks, which I thought was a really creative use of the chopstick piece. And then above, we've got the apartment, and I think that looks pretty good. It's straightforward, simple, a little kitchenette, a little table with a candle, which makes that feel so cozy with the teapot and the teacups. That's a nice little portrait on the wall. Looks like it's a sticker there. And some sand blue chairs, which I like the sand blue. I wish LEGO used more of that color, so I'm excited to see some of those kitchenette pieces and the chairs in that color. Looking at the back of the toy shop, a couple things jump out to me. A pretty redundant toy pieces. You've got roller skates, you've got a robot, which is similar to the other toy shops that we've seen. So not too impressive there. Looks like you have another one of the red flags that has that Santa's toy shop sticker on it. So not as impressive, but I really like the apartment. It's got kind of the rest of the things you might see in an apartment that the apartment above the or the music shop doesn't have, right? It's got a bed, it's got a nice lamp, a small Christmas tree with gifts, it's got an end table, and a nice looking rug with some of the dark orange pieces there. So I'm looking forward to building. I think that second floor there looks really nice. When it comes to the minifigs, I think there are a decent number of minifigs. 6 minifigs in a set for $100 is pretty good. And I honestly can't comment on the originality of each of the torsos and the heads and the hair pieces, but I will say that I think this is a phenomenal selection. As somebody who owns a number of the Winter Village sets, these stand out to me as being a little bit different from what we've had in the past. I love the sweater here by the female shopper. The store owner with the suspenders and the tie looks nice. The other sweater here is, I think, really cool and looks cozy. The one piece that jumped out to me over all the others is the winter hat that the kid is wearing. I look at that and I think of A Christmas Story and some of the apparel that they had in that movie. If you haven't seen that movie, check it out. And I like the look of that hat. That, to me, that is fantastic. And so that leads me to the overall question, and that is this a set that I'm going to buy? And honestly, I am very pleasantly surprised by how good the set looks, some of the details, and the price. For a Winter Village set, I think they usually do a really good job of evoking the spirit of Christmas and family and building things together, and this, I think, is no exception to that. I hope that it comes with 2 instruction manuals. That way we could build it together with the 4 of us in the family, and I'd love to be able to combine it with some of the other Winter Village sets that have come out in recent years. And so I will absolutely be getting the set if I can get my hands on it. I'm going to try to get it on day 1, and we're going to be able to build it and take a look at it, review it, and all that stuff for you, because $100, 1,500 pieces, this isn't a full of a bunch of small pieces. Everything kind of fits together really well. The buildings are nicely done, and the tree isn't too overwhelming, but nice for those that might be introducing themselves to the Winter Village sets. The trolley works well for a standalone, but works even better if you have some of the Winter Village sets, and so everything in this set, in my mind, works pretty well together. There are a couple of small drawbacks, as I noted before, as it comes to the streetscape, the sidewalk. I'm not a big fan of that. The Christmas tree, I'm kind of blah about. We'll see how it looks when it's built and how we build it. But there were so many nice things about this set. I think it's well worth it, and I'm excited to hopefully pick one up on October 3rd when it hits the shelves. So that's all I've got for you today. Thank you for watching. I hope that you are excited for the Christmas season. I know it seems to come earlier and earlier every single year. Comment down below if you are excited about this one, and perhaps what is your favorite Winter Village set that they've released over the past 15 years or so. Thanks for watching, and always remember, keep building together.